that button. Hit that button. Double check everything's doing its job. Yeah, everything seems to be doing its job. Nice. Okay. Click and click. Started. Just started it.
Hey boys. Hey. Hey.
Hey.
Hey.
Why are you like this?
Hey.
Why?
Coco had juice today. I don't remember what happened last time I had juice.
You got wacky.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey. It's not loading.
I see that. You don't think I don't see it?
No, I think you're a little blind. See right there is the loading circle?
I see the loading circle.
Yeah. Good.
Why'd you look so concerned? Like shit was about to go down. Oh. Might be working. Who's to say? Who's really to know if it's working or not? You know? All I could do is just sit here and stare at a blank screen. And watch my keyboard turn off. Okay. I guess this is why we start games before. Let's try this again.
Oh.
Yeah?
Oh, look, there's the loading circle again.
I see the loading circle
Do
again.
you?
Yes, I
Do
do.
you?
Yes.
So, yeah.
I do.
Great.
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 Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really
fantastic.
really grateful you're here
I am too.
with this stellar information.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm in a basket.
You were totally gonna crouch down in the basket, but you couldn't.
I'm in the basket. I'm a little basket person. Oh, there's the loading circle still there.
Yeah, it's still there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe you should get the game up and running before you started stream.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Could have been. Might have been a great idea.
Might have been an excellent idea.
You know, that basket was to block all that garbage I didn't pick up right there because it doesn't belong to me and I refuse to clean up my brother's mess.
Yeah, but now I'm in the basket.
I see that you're in the basket now.
Yeah. But do you see the loading?
I see the loading circle.
You do?
I do.
Oh, look, it's moving.
That's because I clicked it.
Oh, it's loading. Oh my goodness. Is it finally happening?
You know what?
Is this the big moment?
No, it's not the big moment. Wait,
That's
you know what? We're just gonna do the classic uninstall and reinstall it and hope that fixes the fucking problem.
On stream?
On stream, which means we have 4 minutes to kill.
Oh, there goes your keyboard.
That means we have 4 minutes to kill. So, Coco, what do you want to talk about? That's mine.
Going to sip.
That was more than just a sip.
I wanted a little drink.
That was at least a swallow.
They're baby swallows.
Baby swallows.
Baby swallows. Baby sip swallows. See, that was a whole chug.
It's my water. I can chug it if I want to. We're not sharing.
No, it's fine. I have an elephant.
That's a basket.
That's what you think. Look at this goof. Doesn't know the difference between a
Fun
basket.
fact, did you know that under the list of achievements, right, Coco?
Mm-hmm.
We have achievements such as Get your first achievement. Beat the game. Test achievement. Please ignore. Welcome back. You can't jump. No, seriously, we disabled it. Commitment. Play the Stanley Parable for the entire length of a Tuesday. Which means you have to boot up the game at midnight on a Tuesday. Like the second the clock ticks over to a Tuesday. And just leave the game running the entire day. Until it switches to Wednesday. And that's how you get that achievement. And people already have that achievement.
Why?
Coco, what day did this game come out?
I don't know.
There's a calendar right next to you.
I
Today's the 27th.
Yeah.
What day is it today?
Wednesday?
People already have that achievement. 8. Click door 430 5 times. Complete the Stanley Parable in under 4 minutes and 22 seconds. That one makes sense. Setting World Champion. Set all setting sliders in the menu to all available numbers. Super, go outside. Don't play the Stanley Parable for 10 years. People also already have that achievement.
From cheating?
Yeah. Just looking at the command console thing to like just type it in and just get it like that. Yeah.
Cheaters.
Yeah. Fun fact, there was a achievement in the previous game that said don't play it for 5 years. I'm pretty sure if I booted up Stanley Parable 1 and press play on it today, I could get that achievement. But even though it's been so long since Stanley Parable came out, a little part in the back of my brain says, but what if it hasn't been 5 years yet? What if I'm wrong? What if the odds are so low, every year passes, it just keeps ticking over, but what if, you know?
What if it's only been 4?
Like, look, I can even click here to see last played on October 30th, 2013, and I'm like, but what if it's lying to me?
That's 10 years. 10 years.
New endings and new content in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As soon as I can frickin' play it. Yeah.
What's wrong? Where's all your dice, bro?
My dice?
Yeah,
They're out there.
they're gone.
Go look at the den.
Whoa, is it Dungeons and Dragons thing?
Yeah.
I didn't know it's actually for that.
Yeah.
Hello out there.
Apparently for the Tomb of Annihilation set. 1d20, 1d12, 2d10s. Wait, I'm missing 2d10. I'm missing a d10. 1d8, 4d6s, and 1d4. Anyway, yeah, go look behind the little GM screen it has set up out there. You'll find all my dice. Go do that. Go do it.
No, I'm not now. I'm dyslexic.
Thanks for sharing.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
How do you read words?
One letter at a time.
That's insane.
Is it really though? Are you having fun? I'm having fun. I'm having a grand old time.
I'm having a great time. I don't feel like you're having a great time.
I'm not. I'm really not.
Why not?
Because I was hoping this just work and it doesn't want to work.
Why didn't you do this before stream?
Because honestly, I didn't plan on streaming today. I planned on playing D&D with people today, but that didn't actually work out, and that kind of made me upset. Today was supposed to be D&D day. It didn't happen.
Nobody showed?
Well, they couldn't show because everyone's ride, the car that people were going to arrive with, was taken by their mom to do errands. So, yeah.
Sounds like a bunch of children who don't have cars for themselves.
Oh, I'm sorry, Coco. Where's your fucking car?
I can't get one yet. I actually don't have a license.
You could get a car and a license. You are of age to do that.
No, but I don't want to go through the whole driver's ed classes. I'm just gonna wait till I'm 18 so I can just do the tests. Get it over.
There's a loading bar this time.
Oh my gosh, it's happening!
I think it is.
Oh, I'm so proud of you. Crows. Davy,
Oh.
Warren. Dave Warren. Right? Is that how you say that word?
I don't fucking know what you're even talking about.
The name that popped up. It said Crow, and it said Dave Warren with a W.
I'm just gonna ask you very nicely to go, maybe watch the stream, tippity type in the chat.
Why can't I just be in the stream?
Because then you won't hear anything.
I
And half of the shit, literally all of it.
narrated.
Yeah, it's literally the whole point.
Oh, I kind of do have to go.
Yeah, you kind of do.
I really do.
Yeah.
I
Mostly because I was kind of streaming this game for you to experience. Which, yeah, you could do by just sitting right here, but, like, I don't know. Usually don't like hanging out in my room because it's always too hot.
It's not as bad today.
Also, you don't have a chair to pull up. How do you plan on listening to the game?
Right, I still have to do that. Right. I'm comfy on the floor.
You're just comfy?
Yeah.
You're just glad to be here.
Yeah.
And when I do this,
I have
and when I do this to play the game, how do you plan on seeing the game, Coco?
right here.
Because you were leaning this way before.
Well, I can lean the other
What
way.
happens if I start doing this in the chair, huh? Then you gotta keep on the move. You gotta.
What if you just not?
That's true too.
Listen, Nevis. Not everyone got to pickle for their onion. Okay?
Yes. Okay.
Pick the subtitles. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Look at that.
You son of a
Wait.
bitch. Okay.
Give me like 5 seconds to pull up the stream.
All right. Have you played the Stanley Parable before? How about you type in chat? How about you just... Hey, Coco. The door's closed now. I gotta turn this brightness. You know what? Brightness is just gonna stay neutral. It's 6. 14. Nope, just swapped over to 15. No, accessibility so I could be access. Okay. Settings. Field of view is fine. That's all fine. One-handed walking. Presentation. Okay. Audio is looking good.
Story. This is story of a man named Stanley. This is the story of a man named
I gotta keep moving the slider or else the music stops. Anyway. Video. Resync. Full screen. Tasting. Quality profile. Okay, controls. All these are fine with me. Presentation. Oh, I could scroll down. Okay. Show translation layer, show color label, show content warning. Well, that's foreboding. Player data reset, allow. Okay. Anyway, let us begin the game. After fucking around with settings for like way too long.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Yep.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Checks out.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in.
Rico's birthday. Yep, today is Rico's birthday. Oh.
Was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong.
Obviously,
Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
You know, when I first played this game, it always made me feel uncomfortable.
Gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
You can't jump. Get your first achievement. Yep. Anyway, like I was saying, now that I know what liminal spaces are, I now understand why this game always made me feel kind of uncomfortable. But we're all alone. 420. Well, off we go to the meeting room.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright. Might as well just see where this goes, you know?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Hoping. Okay. Meeting room. It's a schedule. IT department. We're broke Wednesday. Okay. Financial panic meeting. boss inspection, groups, paper, peer review. Do not alter without consulting a whiteboard manager. Office party. Group cabal planning. Rip friends. For friends. Oh, mergers. Termination Tuesdays. Marketing Mondays. Weekly targets. Legal. Ideas in development. What to do about 432. Couldn't tell 432 about the meeting. Alright. Okay. Bi-quarterly post review. Let's see. We need more / less reviews. Let's see. 402 plus 405 want to get rid of the death sport portion in the primary review schedule. But I think that's a stupid idea. More water coolers. More water cooler heaters. Charts need to be more hip and appealing to the teenage demographic. Find teenagers to put in teenage demographic. Big net. Some sort of child trap. A lot of percent. Space between the teenagers. Size of demographic. Teenagers. Throw something in the idea bin. No more bins. Trash cans. Remain with the idea bin. Fixing of me. Ideas bin. Oh. What do people want? Things. Happy feelings. Violent James, you are fired. Okay. Money. More money. Things but with money to buy. More things. Graphs. Graphs about things and money. We have our new product. So far seems so good. Telephone. The stock market is somewhere here. And there's pie. Target demographic of teenagers. What is hot? A bunch of profits. Stripes. Requires more secondary research on stripes. Colored in segment. Yes, very official. Very official. What are your dreams for the future? Nature. Transcendence. Talk radio. A boat. Pollution. Less air. Spring break. Hope. Clean skin. Metamorphosis. Cosmonauts. Oh. Tips for not getting fired. Talk less. Do unbelievably amazing work all the time, every day, with no expectation of promotion or recognition. Don't get fired. How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passive-aggressively on other coworkers. Resent coworkers for not supporting you more. Let it ball up inside. Okay. Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic at the header and throw some bevel on all the text. This will ensure a calm and productive promotion. Everyone is unique. You most of all. Aw. Number of slides on this slide. Slides, charts, charts, and slides. We're learning a lot today. Rate at which charts on the same slides depict the same information. Rates of increasing the graphs per slide. Please, more charts. Please, stop, more charts. The boss appreciation meeting. Minute. Oh, your boss appreciation minute worksheet. Circle the top 20 things you love most about your boss. Fill it out, triplicates, and return to your boss. Solving interpersonal conflict. If you ever find yourself in a conflict with another diligent employee like yourself, but more inclined towards conflict, unless you're the kind of person who initiates conflict, why did we hire you? Oh, I didn't get a chance to fully read that one. To do. Synergize core value expenditures, shift global market, parade, monetize free to play. Monetize free to play. Did I read this chart yet? I don't think I've read all the charts. Too many charts. Not enough charts, honestly. Standard graphics for X, Y, not cost efficient. Ongoing, get charts out of the boom. Get Chris out of the broom closet. We'll come back to that. Synergize pens. Hire someone to synergize papers. Papers are too synergized fire paper guy. Hire someone to fire the paper synergized guy. Who moved my desk? Please keep the targets on the topic of unknown. The future was yesterday. Tomorrow is now. Tomorrow, complete today's unfinished agenda items. Write next day's agenda. Reflect. Alright. Alright. Oh, yeah. A lot of business going on here. More charts and stuff. It's another chart right here. What does it say? The synergizing the core global value pentagram 2012 to 20 something. Okay. Not Chris. Chris?
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
No.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Well, there's a broom.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is,
crouch.
he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
That means fuck all. Chris. Oh, Chris.
Are you really still in the broom closet?
And if I am?
Standing around doing nothing? Why?
Because I
Please
can.
offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Because the broom closet is fucking cool. I can do this in the broom closet. Are we, Chris? Are we, Chris?
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out.
Maybe.
But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path.
Perhaps.
Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Rude. Still partying in the broom closet. No one can stop me.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Dude, personal. What I do with my weekends is my business.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now.
What?
You're dead.
Oh.
You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here.
Okay.
A physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system, and you collapsed on the keyboard.
I guess I'm dead.
In a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby
True.
so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose.
Fair enough.
Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
All right. Do you think he's going to say something else? Okay.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Rude.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Executive bathroom. I guess this is the boss's office.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled,
hiya, bud.
Stanley wondered in disbelief.
Oh, all the books and
who
stuff? Yeah,
orchestrated
understandable.
this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
8.
I did it.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs.
Yep.
Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
That wasn't it.
2845. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad,
He was starting to get annoyed.
Stanley happened to input the correct code
Uh-oh.
by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Oh. Mm, 2845. Yeah, I knew the PIN code. Fun fact, if you do it fast, if you like just keep doing this over and over enough, he'll be like, okay,
Stanley
we're just
realized
opening
he
it
felt
up.
a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Alright. Button.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Okay. Things are getting weird. Button.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number
that guy's
of
fired.
an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives
Oh my
of
God.
so many individuals
Oh, that
reduced
screen's
to
bricked.
images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Oh, that screen's also cracked. Oh, I guess not.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had
Yet it
Stanley
was.
been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That
Could
his
it?
emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Could that be it?
No.
Fuck.
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never.
Nope.
It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible?
Could be.
Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Oh my
But
goodness.
here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Once and for all. Oh. Boop.
blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Mm-hmm.
Was it over?
Who knows?
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved.
True.
Where had his co-workers gone?
What's up?
How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go.
True.
No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his.
It will.
And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him.
True.
This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Stanley was happy. Beat the game. Okay, well, that's all there is to Stanley Parable. Literally nothing else I could possibly do here. I guess it's just time to end stream and, oh. We're back in our office.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Maybe I missed a memo.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What are we gonna do now, Coco? What's the game plan here, Chief? It all lies on you now. Now you get to control the story, Coco.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Honestly, Coco, what a good choice.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
You also got the drink machine.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
I don't think it is. Got a dad mug. Got a mom mug.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue. But when a long time had passed and there was
Who
no
farted?
more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Does that say bad villain? Or best vanilla? Or something? I think it is. Coffee nut. Okay.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room.
It was pretty amazing.
Took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
It's up to you, Coco. Choice. Another choice. There's also a thing over there. But you said straight. Or... You know what? I'll just trust you still want to keep on going straight.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off a cargo lift, $5,000. Do not jump from cargo lift while it is in motion, will cause death. There seems to be a lot of choices here. There's over there. There's up there. There's down there. Jump. Yeah.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your expert, but in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley left from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Thank you. Thank you. And now we're back here. So, Coco, what do I do now? I could always just leave. See where all the other paths take us. Stan the man. Stan out here doing his thing. What are we gonna do now? We gonna stay? We gonna go? What's the game plan here, Chief? Yeah, go see all the other paths. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Where are we going now, Coco? You could also just tell me multiple inputs if you want, like go right, then go left, then go back to the cargo elevator. Go to the stairs. Okay.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider.
True. But
eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
It's another choice, Coco. It's another choice. Well, I gotta give the stream a minute for, like, you know, for it to play through and then show me. Okay.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Yeah, it takes like a minute. There's like a little bit of a delay. So what's the game plan this time, Chief? Obviously, we're gonna step on the cargo lift, but we already saw what happens if we fall to our death. We're gonna ride the lift all the way through? What? We're gonna go that way? We're gonna go up there? So many choices. So little time to make them. All the way through, baby.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Oh.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Oh.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Dun dun dun.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
She's been waiting.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
What are we gonna do, Coco? What are we gonna do? Don't.
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone?
Yes.
No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How
What?
did you do that?
I just did.
You actually chose incorrectly.
What?
I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action.
Oh.
How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it.
What?
How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
Yeah.
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices.
Oh.
And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long.
Oh,
if
no.
you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely.
Oh.
It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't
Made
have
a
that kind
mistake.
of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world.
Okay.
Please observe this helpful instructional video.
All right.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person.
Nice.
But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For
True.
example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice.
What is it?
He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world
Oh.
to make life better for all people.
That seems pretty
Or
useful.
he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the
Return
real
to
world
monkey.
makes sense.
Always
At
return
no
to monkey.
time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real.
Oh.
Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack." Excellent.
Oh, I was supposed to say it. My bad, my bad. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My bad. I didn't say it.
Most medical
What's up?
professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less?
What?
And finally, if you begin to
Yeah, I
wonder
know.
if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside.
I like
At
how
this time, your
Mom
instructor
usually only
will guide
ever,
you in an
like,
exercise
leaves
to
one
test
chat.
and
Just one
reinforce
voice
the
chat.
material covered in
Oh.
this video.
Oh, infield exercise. Okay.
Ah, welcome back.
What the fuck?
You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction.
Oh.
Not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making,
Oof.
we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been.
Okay.
This way, please.
Alright. Okay. Oh. There's a big gate around this. Wait. Could I open this door now? Okay. I didn't know if I could open that door or not. Like I said, there's new stuff here that I'm not aware of, so...
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story.
Yeah, that
would make no sense at all.
Yeah, that'd be really silly,
as soon as possible,
right?
Before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Ah, that'd be really ridiculous if someone were to just fall directly to their death. Okay. Do not lie. If you are lying right now, stop. Okay. Gonna revisit a choice we made earlier. Pff, would never.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Okay.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would.
Exactly as Stanley would.
Responsibly and always putting the story first.
Okay.
I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine.
Okay.
All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, Coco.
No! Why did you do that?
Oof.
Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Oh no. Okay. Everything's fine. You know. Proper direction following. Okay.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever. Reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? No, I have to. I have to shut the game down.
Oh no. Oh.
I have to.
Okay. Oh God. Oh no. Oh God. Oh.
I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever.
Oh.
Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed.
Oof.
It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you run it into the ground.
Oh God.
What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see?
Yeah.
Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley?
Yeah.
He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it?
No.
That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect.
Yeah,
I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make... behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right.
Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alrighty.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
There's definitely something in that bathroom.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Oh, this is completely
Shocked,
different.
Unraveled, Stanley
think.
wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions.
I don't think this is different,
And
actually.
beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Nightshark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still
Feel a little
work?
forced.
There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew
Business
a short
strategy.
breath and then spoke the code.
Oh no. Stanley doesn't speak.
Stanley spoke the code. Nightshark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Nightshark 115. Nightshark 115. Oh no. Oh no. Quick. What button is
Sorry, is there a
voice?
problem?
I don't talk.
You didn't mishear me, did you?
No, I just don't
Please
talk.
Speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Uh-oh.
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice.
I just can't talk.
You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You... When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh.
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You can't be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay.
I'm just gonna go.
Time to decide.
Just gonna walk away before anyone realizes that I may have broken a man. No. No. Not gonna go anywhere. Oh boy. We're back here now. What do you mean you feel a little forced, Coco? Forced how? Also, do we leave? Do we stay? What do we do, Coco? What do we do? Your choice. No I'm answers here, Coco. No I'm answers. Unless you're currently gone. Or you have pizza. Or you left. Do everything right until you get to the stairs and you go down instead of up. Got you.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Touch.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Touch. Touch.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Going through some doors, walking through some doors.
Yet there was not a
walking through
single
some
person
doors,
here
walking
either.
through some doors.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Hey,
But
car.
Stanley just couldn't do it.
Nope.
He considered the possibility of facing his boss.
True.
Admitting he had left his post during work hours.
Mhm.
He might be fired for that.
Nah.
And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished?
Yeah.
His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
Could be
All
possible.
of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense.
Car.
And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations.
Like
For
what?
example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself.
Nah.
This is all too
No.
strange. This can't be real.
Ah, of course.
And at last,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue.
Obviously.
He just hadn't found the words for it.
Which
I'm
is?
dreaming!
Yes.
He yelled.
Yes.
This is all a dream.
Of
Oh,
course.
What a relief Stanley
Just a
felt
simple dream.
to have finally found an answer,
Duh.
an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone.
Nope.
He wasn't going to lose his job.
Nuh-uh.
He wasn't crazy after all.
Mm-mm.
And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll
Yep.
have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I
Yeah.
may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid.
True.
So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Oh.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And
Crazy.
then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head.
What?
One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner.
What?
Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Kind of, yeah.
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange.
True.
I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and
Yeah.
wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be?
Oh.
Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself?
Oh.
Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream.
Yeah.
Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago?
True.
How else would the voice explain all that?
Yeah, voice.
This voice was a part of himself too. Surely,
Yes.
Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
Yes.
So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
Yes.
He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal.
Yes.
Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Oh. Oh, God.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss in my office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice?
Oh, God.
Who am I? And everything went black.
Oh, no. Oh, God. Coco, what did you make us do?
The story of a woman named Mariella.
Nice to meet you, Mariella.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And
True.
in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal.
Fuck.
I am sane. I am in control of my mind.
Oh.
I know what is real and what isn't.
Oh, no.
It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better.
Oh,
But then she
Stanley.
remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day.
Oh.
The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Well, that was an ending. Do we leave? Do we stay? What's the game plan here, Coco? Coco? You there? Do what you think is best. Let's stay.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly.
True.
The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me.
True.
In here I can be happy forever.
Yes.
I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the
It's
one
the clock
thing he
right
knew for
there.
sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive.
Yes.
Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do.
Yes.
Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer.
Oh boy.
Here it comes.
Woo! This isn't normal.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
No, it
and
was not.
Stanley knew it perfectly
Yes.
well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
True.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to Stanley? Its grace, its subtle charm? No. Stanley knew it was something deeper, something darker.
Darker.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nah.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
True.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
If you say so.
There's someone... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others?
Yeah.
Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
A little bit.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it.
Okay.
Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important.
Got you.
Stanley walked through the red door.
Yo, Coco. It's time to make a choice. Because I love fucking with you. Bed. Okay. We'll follow their lead. Of course, a slight delay always makes things a tad bit awkward. But anyway.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley?
I think this is a looping four-way hallway.
We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Oh.
What do we want? What are we looking for?
I don't know. What are we looking for?
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Way to go, Stan. Okay, narrator. What a happy room. What a happy room. Oh, now Vet's popping up.
No, wait. Where are you going?
I'll join.
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
It must be done.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
We gotta do it. It has to be done. Yeah.
No!
Ow.
Oh, thank God you lived. You have me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room?
Nah.
No. No. What are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
I have bad news for you, Coco. This is the only way this ending happens.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me? Yes.
But I'll humor you.
Perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about. I know you'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you?
It has to be done now, Coco. There's nothing else here.
No.
I feel bad for the narrator.
Perhaps not.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not looking.
Oh my God. Is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
$360.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Poor Coco. Poor narrator.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm going back.
Yep. Anyway, now that we are done being traumatized...
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Perhaps. I've seen screenshots of that happening, but I've never seen that before, like, in my personal playthrough of the game.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Ooh.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yep. Oh. I don't think there's ever a bathroom in the first game. So let's see what happens when we enter the bathroom. To be rich, is it a crime to commit crimes? Isn't it rich? What a life it would be to have to pick just one. Okay, maybe the bathroom was always here and I just never... Maybe it was all this was. Extreme bathrooms? Pretty sure this elevator leads to new content. Pretty sure this is the content elevator. This was literally just in music. It was literally just for music. That was just music.
Stepping into his manager's office,
Fuck.
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he
True.
relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Now this is vibing.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated,
True.
Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Boop. Me like. Hi. Why do you have a towel wrapped around your arm?
Because I'm bleeding profusely and I'm going to die.
And you're gonna spend your last moments playing Kirby on the Switch?
Oh, I'm gonna let you figure out that GameCube controller situation. But I'd like it if you put my Joy-Cons on my Switch.
You're done playing with it. Yeah. There you go, bud. Wait. There you go, bud. Okay, now that that crisis has been averted. Okay.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read
Escape!
Mind Control Facility.
We're out of here.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Fair enough.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Nah. It's time
At
to
this
die
point,
again.
Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward.
Yes.
And willingly confront his death.
Yes. Goodbye. Oh no.
As As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise,
True.
he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture.
Nope.
He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell. Well, time to die.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator.
Gasp!
Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous
There's a second
metal jaws.
narrator.
In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
The Stanley Parable.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Ooh. Office layout. The blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office to the two doors is a part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development, though the core layout remains almost identical to the first iteration. Wow. Stanley's computer. The office is the two doors. The set of the two open doors is the very first concrete piece of Stanley Parable design. Once the room was created, the rest of the game emerged from the extension of it and exploration of the contradiction this room posed. Filing cabinets. Corridor. Pacing of this opening section was important to get right. This corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the two doors at a good time. The office computers. Button sounds. A selection of sounds used throughout the game with the buttons pressed. Each sound is a mix of a keyboard stroke and a synthesized tone. The credits. Boss's office. Screens of development from the boss's office. Office clock. The lounge. Underground. Early version of the underground portion of the game.
Anything in this room. Perfect example of poor level design. Textbook mistake. It's the kind of thing you pick up on intuitively.
This wasn't in the last game.
The most fundamental understanding of good and bad game design. But of course, you being you, you'll probably spend the next hour trying to solve it. Here, I'm just going to make this easy on you.
Can't believe the voice of the narrator recorded dialogue for the entire game roughly 3 separate times over 2 years of development. These are clips from early takes that were not used in the final game. Oh.
Then he pushed the number 4. Stanley pushed the orange lever. Then he...
So great. Yeah. This is the museum ending. Museum room. Freedom ending. The very first iteration of the freedom ending in the game's alpha. Countdown test. For a time, the elevator in the monitor room could go up or down, the freedom above and the countdown below. We abandoned this when players found it too difficult to remember what was up and what was down, placing the two endings together instead. Modern room elevator. For a time, the elevator in the modern room could go up or down. Yeah, as we know. Countdown room. An early version of the countdown room. The freedom ending. It's the freedom ending as it exists in beta. Zending. This screenshot depicts an early version of the end known as the Zending, which was eventually cut and merged into another part of the game. Okay. Zending levers. These levers were originally part of the Zending. The player would pull a lever and the narrator would describe the color they pulled. The game is now paused. Escape menu. For a long time we had an ending that only ended when the player restarted from the escape menu. Unfortunately, very few players realized this, that's what they were supposed to do, which was frustrating for everyone. The Zending model. The Zending went through 4 iterations. This room represents the 4th version of the ending, and we thought it was complete, but decided to abandon it and change it shortly after launch. Meeting room. Maintenance layout. The floor of hallways following the first 2 doors was important to get right, since players will replay them so many times. We discussed a number of designs, but ultimately it was the simplest one that went out. The apartment timer. When please visualize the choice leading up to the apartment ending, a timer would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not pick up the phone would lead to a different ending. Yep, there goes. Anyway, the cargo lift was always intended to offer the choice of staying or jumping to a different path. However, this was the early version decided we wanted the option of the player falling to their death. The cargo lift. This is the second one. The office. Oh. Money. Fun. Pictures. A YouTube video. The maintenance room. Kind of just looped back around. Warzone. In early development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was just far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpret it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intent. That would have been kind of cool. Ultra Deluxe announcement. December 2018, we announced the Ultra Deluxe, which is staying playable. The game awards. These are screenshots of the video announcement. Oh. Partner, I am Anthony Ellis, business broker. Please partner with me in favor of winning business venture details. Hi, Mr. Narrator, I have questions for you. So, here's narrator emails. After the second trailer we sent out, we asked people to email the narrator questions. While we had initially planned to use these further promotional materials, we never found the perfect time to use them. Here's a selection of those emails. Oh. I really have to pee. I'll be right back. Read emails. Are you a rock? Okay. Here's significance of the number 111128000. Okay. Back at it. Stanley's office. From right to left is the evolution of Stanley's office over time. The first was created February 11, second 2012, and the last one on February. Game design mock-up. This was the level that William, the level designer, sent Davey, the writer, as a kind of audition piece. The strength of the level got William hired to design the full game, though much the environment has changed, and the basic layout of the mock-up still designing the game. Okay. Okay. I think I've explored everywhere, so now I guess it's time that we get out of here.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Blip.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two.
Oh.
You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now.
True.
It'll be your only true choice.
True.
Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
Oh. No, I'm kidding. Begin the game again.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself, that's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Well, back at it again. Huh. There's a new content door. Well, before we explore the new content, we still have to look at... But we still gotta look at all the old content, Coco. You haven't even seen all the old content yet. I wouldn't be doing my due diligence as a proper streamer if I didn't show you all the old content before I did the new content. Nah, fine. Fair enough.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
This is true.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
God, I do love this room.
Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time understood true happiness. Then the feeling went away, and he felt sad again.
Aw.
Then it came back.
Yay!
And lingered for a minute or two. Now it's only half there. Just a kind of, tingle.
Anyway. Just a kind of tingle.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Boop.
Stanley was so
Boop.
bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
True.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult. But
Hey,
the
Coco,
fact
quick,
is
telephone.
that the story has been about nothing
Or
but
blue door.
you
Telephone,
all
blue
this
door.
time.
Telephone, blue door. Telephone, blue door.
Someone you've been
Oh,
neglecting.
you're running out of time, Coco. You're running out of time. Telephone or blue door. Telephone or blue door. Oh,
Please, stop
Nope.
trying to make every decision by yourself.
okay.
I'm not asking for me,
Phone.
I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself.
It's
To
redemption
put
time,
your
baby.
work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Let's do it.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be...
Boop.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go.
Hooray.
All right, now.
All right.
I want you to come in and tell me all about your
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
You know, I almost want to go through the red door again. Just so I could take a little bit of happiness away from him. All over again.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures.
That's
From
true.
behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown.
I do that all the time at work.
Fantastic discoveries of new lands.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
It was.
And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Okay.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last,
The boys.
it barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Prepare dinner.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Press M to tell your kids a story.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Hello, you.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets. The
Nah, I'm
more
just
he
hurt.
forgets which life is the real one.
Ghost.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Press V to question nothing.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
And Stanley pushed a button. Please die. Just please. Jeez. Well, that was fun.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
I don't need the narrator doing that to me. No, you're sitting. Boop 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 boop. Not yet, new content. You must wait a bit longer.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
True.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I always do.
Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, giddy in a way he had never known before.
Aw.
Was it this room? A connection between the two? Could a man love a room?
Could
I
he?
mean, truly, truly, deeply, madly love.
And then Stanley started humping the walls.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nah.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others?
Yeah.
Are you that convinced that I want something
Soon,
bad
new
to happen
content.
to
Soon,
you?
Coco,
Why,
soon.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Okay.
Now listen carefully, this is important.
Alright.
Stanley walked through the red door.
Got you.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there?
Yes.
You want to find out what lies at the end of this road?
Yes.
Chosen world. Don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here.
Oh.
I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you?
Yeah.
Do not think I put a lot of time into that, because I did.
Did you?
And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far.
Among
Tell
Us.
you what, let me take a stab in the dark.
Fair
at your
enough.
design,
Among
and you can
Us.
give me some feedback. There we go.
Oh.
A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin. Okay, I'm going to stop you there.
All right.
Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
How you feeling about this? I'm feeling a solid 4. A 1. I appreciate it. A 4. We'll meet in the middle. We'll give it a 3.
Oh, of course. A 3. Really? Maybe next time we can get you to form an actual opinion, you know? Any level of critical thinking or engagement with your surroundings? Does that sound good? Think we can do that? Yes? Wonderful. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version.
All right.
To be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one.
If you say so,
Let's
bud.
take a look.
Oh. Oh. Leaderboards. Good old Neil. Nachos Kid. Miss J's Esquire. Awesome Gold Bow. Okay. Did you know 21.2 skip the intro sequence? Only 3% of those plays. Choose the blue door. 90%. Stanley. How long does it take you to get to the correct door? Compete against you, improve your Stanley career. Alright.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Nah.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on.
Oh.
And now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some play testing.
Alright.
You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you?
Knock yourself out.
Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger.
Ah.
You click the button to move him back to the right. And if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Okay, both of you have problems, but also, they're not lying. He's not lying. There is an actual ending tied to this game if you unironically do this for 4 hours. This is not that stream, though. This is not that stream.
You heartless bastard.
Also, halfway through, he
Did
has a
you do it
dog.
because you hate babies or purely to
I think-
spite me?
Yeah, I think
Because
like
if
about
it's the
halfway
latter,
through, he
I
has
don't
like
know
a
what
dog,
do.
so you have
I'm
to go
completely
push
out
2
of
buttons.
ideas. I
So you have to
can't
push
think
this
of a
button, then
single
you go over
thing
here and
that
push
might
this
improve the
button, then you run
experience
back
for
and
me.
push this button.
I'm not even going to try.
The whole thing.
I'm out. I'm out. I'm done.
And it's called the
Over.
art ending.
Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see.
Yes,
What do
really.
we have here?
You really have to play it for 4 hours.
Yes. This seems like it'll work.
It's an
Let's give it a
actual ending
shot.
to the game. But now we're going to play a different game. Oh,
Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose.
okay,
Yes,
so this is
that
new.
must be it. What a fascinating venture into
Because-
the experience of total mental depravity.
In the
I love
previous version of the
everything
game-
about this game, Stanley, and it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
So this game is Firewatch, in case you didn't know, Coco. And Shug. Before, I believe it was Portal, and I'm not sure if they're going to change up the games entirely, but it was definitely not this game. Mostly because this game wasn't out when the first game came out. Yep, new.
Oh no. No, it can't be.
What? What's wrong?
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
Oh no. Oh.
Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it.
Yes.
Out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
Okay.
Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
And instead of Rocket League,
See,
this was
is exactly
Minecraft.
what I had in mind.
Not sure if
Just
they're
a
going to
nice
keep the
big
Minecraft
box
one.
for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you
So-
could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball.
Fuck yeah, sports ball.
We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Oh. Oh. Oh, I'm fucking schmoving.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on?
Oh, no.
On. What are you doing? Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you.
Oh,
You
no.
write a story without me. You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Oh, fell down again. Oh. Oh, there's a light. Oh. So this room is based off of the old mod. Because this used to be a
I wonder
Half-Life
what
mod.
he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. And if he's learned
Kind
the
of
heavy
curious
cost
if
that comes
I paid
with
more
it.
attention and didn't
He'll
fall
understand
immediately
soon
down. I
what I
wonder
was
how
trying
many
to tell
times I
him.
would just let me
He
hit the ball
needs
over
me.
and over.
Someone who will wrap everything up at the end. to
Well,
make
that's something to
sense
look
out of
into
the
next time.
chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Alright, narrator. If you say so.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Boop. Beep. Not yet. New content door. Hmm.
When Stanley
Extra
came
fun
to
hallway.
a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Ah, the employee
The
lounge.
lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps too majestic. Like a combination of a much smaller version and a much larger version of this exact room. It all made Stanley uncomfortable, and he started to bleed a little.
Excuse me?
This made him smile.
What?
At last, proof that he was human.
Okay.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Up next.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Yep, I totally did that. Oh boy.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
Alrighty.
Oh, no.
Oh.
No, it's to the right. My mistake.
Oh, okay.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
I think the narrator's lost.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep. Okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
If you say so. Oh.
No.
I remember being up here.
No, this isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler.
He's
Quick,
off an
Stanley, close
angle.
your eyes.
Yeah.
Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
Fair enough.
And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay.
Okay.
From the top. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Perhaps I have simply missed a memo.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
Nope.
Did you move the story somewhere, or...
Yeah,
Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story.
yeah.
It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure.
An adventure?
Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Let us find the story. Let's go this way. Is the story over here? This way. I'm in a good feeling that we're closing in on the story. Maybe perhaps through here. Yeah,
I'll say
through
it.
here.
This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
Maybe.
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Fair enough.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Seems plausible.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
It's worth a shot. Boop. Beep.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something.
Hey, here it is.
Story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Okay. Oh, shit.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct?
Yes.
Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what?
Oh.
Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
We'll take it.
I know you put in a lot of hard work.
Thank
and
you.
It really paid off. So,
Thanks.
good job.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations.
Fair enough.
Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is.
Same.
I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart. All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Seems pretty straightforward. Just follow the line, wherever the heck it leads. Okay. Just follow the line.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story?
Hug the wall.
Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured
This
into
way,
being
over
by
here.
the very manifestation of the nature of life itself?
Over.
Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit
This
weird
way.
back there.
Here,
Well, I'd like to
up here,
apologize.
face
Not
along
sure
the
where I was
wall,
going with all that.
go around this
You know
wall.
what? I think what we need right
up,
now is a bit
follow
of music to
it.
lighten the mood.
Like trademarked, yes it is. Also, music. It's very important that we carefully follow this line. Back over. Zig, zag, zig, zag, zag, zag up. Go out this way, zig this way, zig that way. Diving and pirate. This way, this way. Through here. Corporate imbalance. Reports, department accounts. Alright. Employee 432 peer reviews.
Cut the music.
Oh.
Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Okay, I think that's enough. Enough plant. Enough plant for right now. Okay, back to following the line.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Oh.
No, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
All right.
You know what, Stanley?
Oh.
I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us?
Fair
We're
enough.
Intelligent people, right?
Yeah.
Why can't we make up our own story?
Yeah.
Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Hell yeah.
Now,
We make our own story.
this is exciting.
I agree.
Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be?
I don't know.
Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Okay, what is Stanley thinking about? Stanley's thinking
yeah,
about...
you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story.
Oh.
No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it. We should be fine.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna pretend I don't see you, Line. You're not here right now. Yeah, it left. Okay. Okay, the line's gone.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision.
Nice.
From here, the story is in our control.
Fuck yeah.
How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In
Yeah.
fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute.
Alrighty.
Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
And again, find narrator confusing ending schedule. Narrator restarts the game. 5th restart. Narrator forgets about previous restart. Stanley attempts to play the story but is prevented, unable to go anywhere or do anything. The game restarts on its own. 6th restart. Find the line again. Begin to follow the line. Find an identical replica of the opposite. It's begun to deteriorate. Attempt to make up a story here. Narrator restarts the game. There is no longer an office. Simply black space. Wander in the blackness. Find a bookstore. Get bored and leave. Narrator restarts the game. Narrator is gone after a long time. Stanley dies.
Oh, hold up, what's this?
The confusion.
Confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined?
Yes.
So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be.
Stop.
I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
No, come on.
And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone
Come
tell
on.
us?
Don't you die on me,
Something
phone.
happened?
There we go.
So, okay. guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination.
True.
So I hope that's where we are right now.
Oh no, might be a
We'll
little
find out,
confused.
won't we?
Yeah.
Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
Ow, my ears.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
Okay, it's new content door time.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Oh. Well, I guess I can't go through that door. Yeah. Oh.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Cool.
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
This is true.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Oh yeah, you can also play this game on your console.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
Hooray!
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Woo!
Well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never
Get hype.
been more ready. Let's
In
do
the
it.
end, Stanley dies. Slash joke, I guess. Okay, cool.
I have to say,
Although knowing some of the endings of this
impressions
game,
of Stanley Parable Ultra
it's
Deluxe
not out of the question.
makes
It is 100% not out of the
It's as if
question
the-
there.
Oh, okay.
Boy.
Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Yep. Where is it? The jump circle?
All right. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
It's the final jump. To think. I was mashing the button. Now here we are at the final jump. After this, there will be no more jumps. Should have savored them more. Should have done so much more with the jumps. Could have tried to jump left, jump to the right, see if I could have jumped out of the circle. Could have jumped at the edge of the circle. What if I could have jumped on the table? You know? Maybe with just enough distance I could have made it to the table. Now here I am at the final jump. Wasted. What jump for this? Hit! Oh. No.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Right? Okay.
Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive.
But
It's
I
just
understand.
elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell,
True.
I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes.
Very good. Very good.
I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is. That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
Oh, God.
It's my fault, Stanley.
Is it?
I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid.
Ah.
It could never have lived up to such expectations.
That's true.
If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always.
As always.
What do you say, friend?
Oh. Oh, boy. New content time.
Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Do we vent or do we go? Wow, Among Us. Are we gonna vent? What's the game plan? Oh, let's just see if there's anything up here. There is. What if this just resets? Maybe the vent is the only cool new content. Vent, yeah. Of course, we gotta go through the cool vent. Cough. The end is never the end. Stanley vented.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be?
Yes.
It got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be.
Yeah.
So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it.
Oh.
Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone.
The Memory
It's where
Zone?
I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want.
Okay.
Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
The Last of Us. Good times. 2013. Clock 2013. What does it say? The Memory Zone temp. The original remake. Stanley Parable. Oh, this is nice. Trip down memory lane. Bits of music. Smile because it happened. Stanley Parable demonstration. Oh, yeah, I remember the demo. Unachievable. It's possible to get this achievement. Go outside. Don't play the game for 5 years.
You still streaming?
Yeah, I'm still playing games.
Rico's birthday party is starting, so.
Oh. Birthday party shenanigans?
Yeah, no, I'm telling you because he might play music very loud.
Oh. New video game releases today. Stanley Parable. Creator surprisingly down to earth. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, it's a piano. Oh my god. The memory of little Stanley. Aww. Poor little Stanley.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Memories of maintenance. The original remake. Person of the year.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com.
Oh.
The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Oh. The Serious Room 2013.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam.
Oh God.
Video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Oh no. God damn it.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining.
Oh no.
Funny? I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art.
Oh, here's a positive
I could write
review.
up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights.
I don't like where this is going.
I have the room to stick them. Okay, let's see what this one says.
There's a bunch of positive ones. He's ignoring them.
For someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Oh dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record.
Oh, no.
Only positive reviews of the Stanley parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Okay.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for.
True.
And I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people.
True.
And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until
I'm gonna
just
be right back.
yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say, the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say, the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no.
Boop.
You're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto.
Perhaps.
Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think.
All right.
Okay. So my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice.
Got you.
That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made,
Uh-huh.
you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your Greek gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once. That you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it.
Yep.
But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone? It has a mouthfeel that is rich with ambition and history.
You don't say.
Ambitious history, if you will. Ah. See, now you've gotten me going back to manifesto.
I feel you.
At this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay,
True.
Look, I have a method for exactly this sort of situation.
Lay it on
And
me.
I do find myself in this situation frequently.
Makes sense.
I'm going to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I am not sick of shall be the victor.
Cool.
It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued me from disaster in countless situations.
Sounds right.
Here we go. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto.
And I think this is my cue to push the button.
Manifesto.
Boop.
Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest,
Yeah?
I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button.
Yeah.
I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review, merely because of this very situation.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review, so that the feature is not widely abused.
Yeah.
Look, I would even be okay with Steam altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial.
God damn it.
Something along the lines of, this game is the best game. Let me start over. How about this? From the ashes of depravity rises the phoenix of quality. How else to describe the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe? Such a revolutionary step forward in the lineage of one of the most beloved video game properties of all time. The additions and changes made to this expansion will surely resonate in the annals of the history of all media ever made. It is perhaps true to say that no mistakes are forever etched in stone, for the stone into which the Stanley Parable was carved has itself been transmuted, offering a message of hope to those who have ever erred in their judgment. You are not beyond redemption. You may change, and you may become more, so much more than you were before.
Understood.
If there is any message to be taken from the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, it is this.
What?
What a fortune, a privilege, a joy it is to have had such an experience. It leaves me hopeful that as a community, as a world, there is time for us to become our greatest selves, as great as we ever could dream of in our wildest, most ambitious visions for a brighter future. Wow. Now, Stanley, that's a review.
True.
It's perfect. It's the perfect review. It's the review I've always dreamed of receiving.
Yes.
I have to read it again. It's simply too wonderful.
Okay, I get
I have
it.
to experience this just one more time. From the ashes of depravity.
It like doubles up.
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well...
Oh, there's no
I
door
want to
now.
say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again.
Okay.
I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room?
Yes.
I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole?
Nope.
A sufficiently large crack in the wall? Don't take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button.
I'm not touching it.
Anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there? I swear there was. Where did it go? Can you maybe just ram your way through a wall? Is there any possibility that you could, say, slam your body into the wall until enough damage is done for you to be able to leave? Please, I'll take any option at all.
I'll give it a
asking
shot.
you to work with me here. We need a door. We need a door of some kind. I can work with any kind of door as long as it can open and lead from one room to another. I'm going to step away for just a moment, and I'm going to try to find us a door. I don't know how exactly to remove a door and place it in a different wall, but I will find a way, I promise.
Okay.
You just need to not do anything. Don't press the skip button. Please, please, please do not press the skip button. Just wait here for me, and don't press the skip button. Got it?
Yes.
Good. I'll be right back.
I trust you. 100%. I'll just sit here, listen to a ticking clock, realize that there's a lot of bass coming from over there. Just sort of sit here, waiting patiently, not pushing a single button. Not gonna push it. But what if I have to push it? What if I never push the button and I never progress? What if this is one of those moments where I just have to push the button, like when he kept repeating himself over and over again? But what if this one's an actual choice of not pushing the button and actually being able to progress through not pushing the button? I'll never know. But I would have if I pushed the button. Oh, we get the game a week, and data miners figure out that, honestly, if you don't push the button for X amount of time, shit doesn't happen.
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
And there's no door.
You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's
Miko's little birthday
gone.
party. Yep.
I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times.
Yeah.
And there's no door, Stanley.
Well,
there's
fuck.
no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here, and more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it. And I have to believe, I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been thinking, and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh my God. And it's all because of those reviews.
Yeah.
Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback.
Yep.
Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie Nine. I have no idea who they are. What would it ever really matter?
Push it.
Here I am,
Ah.
and fixating on every tiny negative thing that anyone ever says about me. The merest mention of one of my imperfections, and I become as impetulant as a child, wild and impulsive. I can't help myself.
Yeah.
I can't stop myself from lashing out with a vengeful fury.
Vengeful.
To alter and to change and to break anything unbroken, if only it pleases this one person who made a single negative comment.
Just the one.
What does such an impulse serve? For whose benefit is this? And here I am now, stuck in a room,
Yep.
waiting for you to press this button, to become frozen in time, knowing that you're going to do it, and that I'm going to be stuck all alone, and that I had the power to prevent it all from happening, if only I'd held my tongue.
Yep.
It's all out of my control now. Just you. Just your decision as to exactly when you're going to make me suffer, to leave me all alone. Surely you will. I don't doubt it. Surely you'll press that button again, leaving me here.
No,
And
I'm
surely
good.
you'll put your own desire to see what's next ahead of my need for company, for companionship. Surely you'll not be moved by my howls of fitful anxiety that you sit with me and just stay here. Oh, no, no, no. I know you too well. You're leaving me. Oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative
And now we're
feedback.
looping, so
Why was it so important for me to fix the problem?
obviously.
Why did Cookie
we
Nine's
gotta hit the
opinion
button.
matter so much to me? I've never
Goodbye.
even met... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back.
Aye.
My goodness, I had someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks? I've been sitting here all that time, just sitting here, not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always
Plant's
been,
dead.
right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley.
Yeah.
It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close.
Not
because
even.
I know you can't hear me once you push that button.
Boop.
That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe I'm not just a fiction. Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps. Yes. Perhaps I've been scared this whole time. But if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it. I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose myself in the stretch of emptiness between you and me. When you press that button, you're still right there, but I know you're so tremendously far away. And in those moments, the emptiness folds itself outward in between the two of us. And I am suspended in its unyielding quietness. I can feel the edges of my reality curdling inward and decaying. I can tell that I am becoming less and less real. Yet to speak to you now, I am alive. I am truly and completely here. I am
Really deep, profound thoughts getting pushed out. Don't you agree?
I am something. I am being listened to. I am being recognized. The emptiness between us has collapsed, and I feel right now like I am not a work of fiction.
Fair enough.
I feel as though I occupy space in this world again, and I have cast a shadow onto the wall. You see what I'm saying, don't you? You can see what this means to me.
Yeah.
I'm so clear about it now, Stanley. I feel as certain about this as I've ever felt about anything at all. I feel renewed. I feel restored, and already I can sense the looming silence as you will press the button for the next time. What a terrible dread it strokes in my heart to think of it. To think of returning to such coldness. Come.
Yeah.
Let us sit in silence together here for just a moment. Let us anticipate it. Let us welcome it. Let us not run from it.
All right. Just gonna enjoy the silence a bit. You know. It's up and just doing what a homie wants. Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to push the button now.
Oh, hello, it's you.
Hi.
Here again, welcome.
Hi.
I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time.
Oh, the clock stopped working.
Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant.
A single instant.
I could see myself clearly, calmly,
God damn.
with a collected heart. It was an impossibly
it's a birthday party. What do you expect? People go ham.
Discussed simultaneously. I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me. It was unlike anything I had ever known.
Don't say.
It was a space without consequence, without action or outcome. It was divorced entirely from the question of free will that you and I
It's
have
a half
scribbled
dollar?
over for so long.
It's a $50. I didn't know I had a fucking $50 on my goddamn desk.
Not if all events existed in the same moment, and I felt freed.
Oh.
I felt unburdened by the need to manifest a particular outcome into being.
It's weird that we stopped making
I
these.
saw that I could allow myself to exist along all timelines, and that each of them was simply a strand in the web of my being. It was incredible. The spaciousness, the equanimity of the moment, both
Anyway.
singular and infinite. For the longest time,
I
this
did.
was my
Oh.
experience. And then this moment passed, and the most unyielding fear I have
Well, I guess
ever
thank you for
known
not
crept
stealing the
into my
$50.
mind. And it is this sensation that I have been experiencing.
I'm sorry, I'm standing
now
really
for
close to the
longer
camera,
than
but
I could
I
have
just need to
ever
stretch my
expected
legs.
was possible.
You know?
I have been waiting for you. Not that you might save me or do something to fix it, but merely to state for you the plain fact of this manner of existence. I wish you to feel afraid as I do, that perhaps one day this state of mind will consume you as well. Perhaps you will somehow, in some way, have to live as I do now, and I wish for you to know how excruciating it is, and for you to be in true terror of its eventual arrival. If I can only do this, only this one thing, perhaps it will bring me the smallest moment of peace in the darkness.
Hey. Well, nothing to do now but push the button again. Alright.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review.
Oh, he's
and
mad.
make all of their
I was a big fan.
pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley Parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every
Man's really
moment
popping
in
the fuck
time.
off right
If
now.
someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our lives. It has come to represent us. It absolutely must speak to who we are as people, because otherwise, without our entertainment, we have nothing. Without entertainment, we would have to face inward toward the cruel bleakness inside ourselves. We would turn to look at our deeper nature and find a resounding emptiness gazing back with unyielding aggression. And so because of this, we require that our amusements and our playthings and our fights of fancy be so impossibly captivating that they consume all of our attention, turn our heads completely away from the bleakness. In effect, we have demanded that our entertainment be the collapse of ourselves. What a pitiful reflection of humanity these entertainments are. What a shameful mirror to the human spirit they project. I'm not mad. I'm not mad about any of this. I'm at peace with it.
Nah.
I'm the calm center of gravity around which these perversions hurl themselves.
It sounds like
I'm
you're
a
pretty mad,
main
dog.
point for reasonable and collected discourse. They're the ones who are mad. They're
Right.
the ones who couldn't stand the idea of me using my game to try to say something. Maybe they were just jealous of me. Yes, of course. They've been jealous of me this whole time. They are mired in fear and insecurity and cannot help but attempt to tear me down. What a sad state of affairs. When you read these reviews now, you can see it. You
Really?
can taste the bitter resentment. And my, how good does it feel now to speak truth to these words, to finally allow these thoughts out, contained and managed for so long, neutered and sterilized. At last I am free to truly think, to feel. It must be that they were so discontent with themselves, they couldn't help but leave a negative review on Steam.
I guess.
Perhaps it says far more about them than it ever said about me. Perhaps the state of their psychological being was in such tatters, and my constitution and willpower are so ironclad in comparison. Perhaps it was this state that they sought some outlet through which to tear me down. This, you can see, is clearly why they felt the need to expect that the game be funny, that it be filled with yucks and whimsical humor, that it amused them endlessly from start to finish. But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability, it's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to
See it,
nothing.
Loopy.
We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley
Yeah,
in
he's
place
looping.
while the narrator sits there forever.
Alright. You know. Hello? Alright.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
Oh, this thing's trying to break.
Never the end, is 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 never the end.
You know, it's so weird, because, like, as I'm listening to this, I can hear the end is never the end, but there's never the end.
Is never the
Do you hear that? Do you hear that? Do you hear they're never the end? Yeah. What's up, Coco? Because I'm hearing there is never the end, too. But yeah, what's up? Do you really want me to push the button? Are you feeling very uncomfortable right now? Yes, I do. Okay. That's definitely starting to break down. Because remember, this came out of the water, so what if we went back down into the water? Yep. Told you pipes broke down. Although even though it's broken down, there's no way out, which is a little weird. But, you know, it is what it is. Let's just hit the button again. At this point, there's nothing we can really do. Oh, hey. And because we can never pick stuff up, we can't actually try to climb out there. But I guess we're just gonna hopefully hope this place breaks down even more. That's beautiful grass. How lovely. Let's keep going. Ah, now we have probably gone so far that it's looped over into a post-apocalyptic hellscape. Well, this is terrifying. Oh, hey. Wild. Can I push the button again? Come on, let me push the button again. Alright. Well, we out. Yep. Technically, this place was made from the, the narrator's brain, so, yeah, I guess here we are. Nothing to do now but just wander aimlessly in his self-made hellscape. Oh. All the buttons. All the buttons Stanley could ever press.
Are you still streaming?
Huh?
Are you still streaming?
Yeah. Why, what's up?
I just figured you would stop since we got playing music.
Yeah. Figured I'd keep doing stuff for at least a little bit longer. I just realized they're chanting the word buttons. Oh, they just turned back on. This is Stanley's heaven. Being able to push endless buttons.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I wonder if that's literally it to the new content. Personally, just curious. Kind of just want to see. Not all cheap. I just personally wanted. Okay. I'm just trying to... How to get straight to new content? Okay. Step 1, the menu, click begin the game substitute game. Do the same thing. Now go forward and new content should be available. Okay. Well, I mean, this game did just come up. Okay, what the fuck is the bucket? Okay, just tell me about the bucket. Get the bucket and walk it all the way to the boss's office, but don't enter just yet. Simply walk in, quickly out. You've done it correctly if you're outside the office when the door has shut. Walk all the way to the beginning, all the way while holding your precious bucket. Once you reach the start of the Stanley office door, fortunately, you will not be open the door to the left. Success, you'll be treated to a small cutscene after you push the escape out of the top. Where say your goodbyes and the precious bucket you're going to love. There is a bucket ending. But it says just pick up the bucket. But where's the bucket? Tell me, game. Where's the bucket? Is it in my room? Is there a bucket in my room? Well, there's still technically a few endings that we missed, but that we could still do.
All of his co-workers were gone.
But I don't see any
Stanley decided
bucket,
to go
unless
to
the
meeting.
bucket's in the broom
Perhaps
closet.
He had simply missed a memo.
New content. You know, maybe I should just walked out.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Okay. Well, if there's new content, might as well see what the new content is, you know? Oh, cool. Skipped all that stuff. Are you the bucket?
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable.
Gotcha.
And about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be.
Yeah.
The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy.
Fair enough.
Get this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever.
Yes?
The Stanley Parable 2. Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up.
Stanley
Wide
Parable 2, baby!
possibilities. It could go in so many different directions.
Investor
This
showcase.
is what fans
Taste
have
the sequel.
truly been asking for.
A bunch of ways to say 2. Another 2.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe,
Photos.
don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? but the Stanley Parable 2. Now that's an artistic statement right there. It's
True.
future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and
Yes.
long-term franchising potential.
New content's out. New content part 2 is in. Oh, new content is out. Old and busted. New hotness. Boring section of the chart. Cool red section of the chart, baby. Hell yeah. We got our chart memes. We got everything we need. They're back. 2 doors, baby. The color red. Leverage. This has like value. Paradigm shift. Bricks. Win-win. Speed red TSPs. Stanley Parable 2. In different fonts and styles. Thanks for attending the meeting.
Now,
Stanley
to be
Parable
clear,
2.
I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be. But let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure
Who
that
took
if
the
I
red
can
marker?
loosely organize
Me.
a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than
Oh,
anything
this
scientific
widget
or
the short
logical,
for.
really.
New features. New content. Oh. Did you just ask what? Was that it? Oh, I thought you said, what is this? No, it's what. Said it. Ooh, nice lobby.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Like. Office decoration. Stanley reached the button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Hear your name in the game. Alright.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people.
The button will say the name
So
of the
with
player
that in
that's
mind,
playing this
my
game.
first addition to the game is this button, which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim.
Fair
But
enough.
Of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature.
Okay.
Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath.
Imagine how
clear your
mind-fucked
mind,
people who
forget
actually named
whoever
Jim
you
would be
are,
for the
and
first
simply
time.
become a person named Jim.
Okay.
I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim.
Okay.
Sleeping and waking as Jim. Falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim. Seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim. And as Jim, watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Okay. I am Jim.
Jim.
Woo!
Yes, you see? What
Fuck
a
yeah!
what a rush. That was you! The button described
That
you.
landed-
Do it again, do it again.
That landed perfectly in this fucking basket behind me. I didn't even want it to land in the basket, but... Okay, that's pretty sick.
Jim.
It hits even harder the second time.
I agree.
If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained
I
from
feel you.
all of this personal validation.
I feel you. Did you feel it, Coco? When I hit the Jim button? Because I definitely felt it. Oh,
I
it's a
suppose
tiny
I could
tube.
allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature. An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it would go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Baby is all grown up. Bankrupt. Free new plus easy achievements. Collectibles. Setting world champion. Okay. Oh, the bucket. Reassurance bucket. New feature. Okay, first things first, let's go to the...
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle.
Aww.
Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
Yeah, I made it to the jump circle. 5 is this map. Free achievement is Q. The button that says the player's name. Merge. Setting world champion is pound. Okay. Infinite hole. It won't end. Merch. The button that says gym. Oh, before it said name and now it's immediately swapped to gym. Okay. Same people too. No screenshots. Infinite holds. Parable reassurance bucket. Okay.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it.
Yes.
Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration,
We are Jim.
I've
Yes.
engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game.
Yes.
It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable.
Fair enough.
Imagine what a pain in the ass that would be.
True.
Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
Bucket.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
I can keep the bucket. I get to keep the
Does
bucket.
anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a
Jim
video game?
Tin.
That
Good
really
one.
should be an award if it isn't already.
Jump circle, button says your name. Okay, let's go over free achievements. The worst part is I don't want to accidentally, you know, like leave without doing every like little side thing that I can do. Can you find them all? Fuck it.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them.
Oh.
I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Woo! 1 of 6, baby. Huh? Alright.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Who the fuck said that? Okay, let's check out for your achievements. Because there's a sign that unironically just said exit.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident?
Yes.
Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement... Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
And yet people already have this achievement as well. Me and my bucket. Doing bucket things. Shoulder's starting to hurt though.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Please, no screenshots.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Personally, I'm impartial to balloons. Let me out. Let me out. Oh. Stepniece. Ooh, tough call, tough call. I like this one because it has the red little splash out of it. It has a lot of colors. This one's just a plain white balloon. How you feeling on balloons? 12? Yeah, I feel it too.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get well someday it is. Well, actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
And now I'm upset. Okay, let's see what this infinite hole is. Distant passage if you should distant space-time. Distant space-time. Falling. Hole like infinity, space like infinity. Opening, rim, depth, infinite surrounding area. It just keeps going. Infinite hole chart. Science, depth, space. Okay.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This
Yes.
is in fact a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games. You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
Oh, okay.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel. Okay, and I guess we're back in the hole now. Do you really need to see it again? I don't know what else there is to say, Stanley. It's an infinite hole. It's exactly what you're doing right now, but forever. There really are so many other fascinating exhibits that I've prepared for you. I really spent quite a lot of time on all this, and I would very much like to show you some more of them. How about we go ahead and press that teleport button again so we can get back to what's really important about... Oh, goodness. Well, this is rather embarrassing, Stanley. I'll be honest with you. I truly did not believe that anyone would actually stay in the hole long enough to hit the bottom. Yes, I know, I told you the hole was infinite, but come on. Who actually wants to fall forever? The hole was plenty deep. It was more than deep enough, in my opinion. Maybe it's you who likes falling too much. Maybe you're the problem. Look, Things got a little heated there. I think we
Can't
both
believe you
said
lied
some
to me.
Things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the whole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we... Oh, you see? I was right. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had enough? I'm positive. Gosh, I have guessed you're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay. Yeah. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter. Well, there it is. The shame of my lie has come to... How is this still appealing? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on. Is the teleport button not working? You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole.
No.
Now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole. I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity.
Okay. It's becoming bigger. Yes! We're going down, baby! It's hole time! Woo! Look at it go! Yes! This is what I've always wanted! Fuck yeah! Hey, it's me. Yes! This is what I've always wanted. Finally! A game made for me!
Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it.
Okay.
You don't want to miss a single moment.
True.
So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole?
Okay.
From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodle-pip.
Laters. Oh.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Okay. Now, part of me wants to go back to the hole again. The mostly infinite hole. But I have this thing called self-control and restraint. What did we not touch yet? Settings World Champion. So, if I have it correctly, it should... Jump circle's right there. And so it's on the other side of this wall, should be Settings World Champion. Oh, Settings World Champion might be up. Or is it over here? Madness happened, Coco. We're not gonna talk about the mostly infinite hole, okay? That just stays between you, me, and God. Got it? So, don't tell anyone about whatever the fuck that was. Okay, well, fuck that door. I didn't want to go in there anyway. That's new. Epilogue. Okay. Ah. I guess we could just go to the exit. The exit that's through these stairs. Okay.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to?
Yep.
Ready to move on now?
Yes. Oh. Trippy. No screenshots, please.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features?
I think I see a
Yes,
hole.
I know it's not exactly
Let me in.
clear yet how exactly
Let me in the
these features
hole.
will come together as one single coherent.
Let me in the hole.
I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment.
Okay.
I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Got you.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Ooh.
I mean, there's potential here, right? It's
Yes.
sort of... Okay, never mind.
Oh.
Hold on. Let me do a
The
different
hole.
arrangement.
The hole.
Okay, yes. Yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
The holes. 2 holes, baby. 2 of them.
This isn't a coherent
Oh, there's a
video
collectible.
game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything.
And there's a jump circle around the
I wanted
hole.
more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it.
Maybe.
I can take the original Stanley Parable and
Yes.
simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course.
Yes.
With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game.
See ya.
Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up.
Okay.
All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Ooh. That was pretty nice. That was pretty nice.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a
Hey,
company in this
balloons!
building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order.
Yeah.
This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-lifting,
Yes.
Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley
Was happy.
happy.
Oh
And
boy.
then one day, something very peculiar happened.
The Stanley Parable
Something
2!
that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single...
Oh.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
And now I
Stanley
can
picked
get
up
the
bucket.
bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket.
Jesus.
I can really feel it.
Okay.
It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be. Given the coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Yep.
Stepping into the manager's office, Stanley was
Fuck!
once again stunned.
Welcome back, Coco. I think I'm gonna end the stream here now. But also, we're now playing the Stanley Parable 2. So get hyped for Stanley Parable 2. Ignore this false advertising. We're clearly playing the Stanley Parable 2. Bucket. And also, I need to end the stream now because of the loud bass going on over there. Great. Great. All right.